Hi, it's Eve. I'm very excited to move my channel to prenatal and later postnatal workouts. Today, prenatal only for me. We're gonna start on one red or one blue. For the first exercise, gentle cat and cow. I'm not even pushing the carriage, just warming up the spine. Now, in terms of the spring, lighter for the first exercises is actually will be harder for abdominals. So choose the spring where you can keep very stable position. I push my knees away, opening hips, and I'm trying keep spine in neutral position. Here it's very important not to go to the extension, because for pregnancy our tummy is pulling us into extension 24/7. So if your body type was extended even before pregnancy, you may want to even imprint a little bit for extension. Here I push the carriage away and I do rotation with a little bit of threading a needle. I don't go too far because the whole weight on one arm, it's quite challenging, and it's just the beginning of exercise, so no pressure. I'm trying, despite the upper body rotation, I'm trying to keep my hips stable and trying not to move the carriage. Now, we're gonna go to plank, keeping spine upright and returning back. I'm gonna add a little bit of flexions on the return on the next one. Usually with clients, I tell everyone go easy on extension, even in cat and cow. And personally, I do love flexion in pregnancy more. Again, for the same reason, because tummy is pulling us into extension always. So here I push away, plank, and then round. Changing springs. We go slightly heavy. We're gonna go do single leg workout, lying on the side. Hips stack one on top of another. Knees to begin with stack. For the first variation, my knee is facing straight, facing the exit. Hips not moving. Breathing is usual. Exhale to press away, inhale to return. Now this variation, look at my elbow, it's under the shoulder, and now I'm moving to the easier variation for the abdominals. So you can use either staying upright if you feel comfortable. If you feel too much pressure in abdominals, go to the lying position on the side. That would be easier, and it will not affect your footwork muscles, of course. First variation I did on a heel. First one was knee straight, second one was knee up to the ceiling, and now knee is looking down. Especially internal rotation feels a little bit weird, but fun. Breathing in the same, exhale, pressing away, inhale, returning back. Think of your glute and hamstring muscles. For the foot position, I did first two on a heel and the last one on the ball of the foot, but completely up to you. I like a heel work to give calf a little bit of engagement as well, but creativity. Whichever you want to work today. We turn into other side, starting with knee parallel to the carriage for the first one, slightly harder on abdominals, and for the next two I'm gonna transition to lying on the side fully, get off some pressure from abdominals, but continuing working on the leg line. Honestly, side work is one of the best of prenatal and postnatal, because you still can work leg muscle, arm muscle, and gently work abdominals. Again, second variation on a heel, knee looking towards the ceiling. This external rotation feels nicer the bigger you get, the bigger tummy gets. It feels nicer and nicer. This one, when the knee looks down, may feel not that comfortable when tummy gets bigger. So try to find comfortable range. I'm trying hard to keep my hips stuck and don't allow any rotation in the hip area. Solely focusing on the leg muscle, glutes, and we're going to transition to all fours. I still keep it, I think it's 1 rep. I did recording some time ago. I believe I was on 1 rep one. Okay. I start with a cat and cow, but side variation. If you notice my arms on one side, same thing. Light on extension, zipper flexion. In terms of the breathing for cat and cow, I would suggest whichever works for you. No pressure, girl, especially in pregnancy. Now, all fours position, knees against the shoulder pads. I pull with my knees. I'm trying to make sure that arms are not involved. Leg muscles are working, abdominals working as well, but quite gentle. In all fours, it's quite demanding, especially closer to the third trimester. Usually with my clients, I don't want to keep too long in this position. If you feel tired, feel free to go to child pose, and I'm using blocks, the shoulder pads for child pose to have slightly more space. I drop the spring a little bit because I'm going to a single leg. One knee against the shoulder pad, second leg lifted. I keep my hips still parallel to the carriage, parallel to the floor, no rotation in the hips, pushing with a single leg. Abdominals facing straps. Just one more left. I believe one or two more left in the all fours position. I always rotating because I'm checking my neutral. On the left there is a mirror. Trying hard to keep it still in neutral position, although tummy is pulling down. And one last one with both legs now on the lightest spring. Again, for my previous clients, we don't do too much in all fours. Maybe 1-2 exercises, and then we switch position, especially closer to the third trimester because the tummy is pulling in. Although all fours feels nice for the spine. I'm going to go 2 arm exercises. I start with 2 arms without changing the spring. Here, short, harder, long strap easier. So you try with a short one. If it feels too hard, feel free to move to the long. I think of my wrist not twisted. Arm. Your fist is continuation of the arm. I want to see straight wrist because it's not a wrist exercise, it's arm exercise. Exhale, bringing arms to the side. Inhale, returning back. The next variation will feel even harder. I rotated my palms facing the side, and you try once. If it feels way too hard, you can go to the long loop. Similar breathing. We're keeping shoulders away from the ears. Very common mistake in those type of exercises. People trying to shrug the shoulders up. Make sure they settle away from the ears, and you're thinking of your shoulder blades, your scapula moving closer to each other. I'm gonna go to the single arm, right arm looking at the wall in this case, and left elbow upright, and we have a little bit of rotation. Now rotation is happening in upper body, my thoracic spine. Hips still parallel to the wall, hips are not moving. One more thing I haven't mentioned is a leg position. I'm a cross leg in this case. Another option is to bring legs straight on the carriage, but I find that the cross leg position is quite comfortable for beginners. Moving to the other side, same thing, rotation in a rib cage. Exhale, pulling the strap, rotation, inhale, returning back. And we're gonna do a few more. I forgot what's the next. I did recording some time ago. Moving on to the gentle stretches. I see. Just twisting. Left arm on the right knee, and then right arm on the left knee. You bring opposite palm as far as possible. Light twisting. And we're gonna go to stretches. Now, circle saw. Obviously, with tummy we have a little bit less space. So once you rotate arm to opposite leg and then you lean forward to comfortable range. The bigger the tummy, the smaller will be range, but it doesn't stop us from doing the exercise. Again, hips are not moving, rotation in the rib cage. And that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Check out my other prenatal videos.